I decided to stay home during New Year's Eve for several reasons. First of all, I did not feel like joining all the drunk insanity that's going on every year in the city center. I was invited by some friends, but I didn't want that either. Most of the people I know get completely shit-faced in order to start a new year with a massive hangover. I just wasn't looking for that. Somehow I longed for a moment of reflection. It had been a strange year. I lost contact with my dad, my youngest sister. I hardly see my brothers. I started this MGTOW channel. I ran and finished a 10 miles race, and I lost my day job. It is not that I have nothing to celebrate. This channel is growing. I had some fantastic experiences, met new people online, and to be honest, since I stopped working for that bank, I feel much happier. Also, creating content gives my life meaning, which feels great. But still, I wanted to be alone, so I did. Perhaps out of curiosity as well, because I have never been completely alone at home during New Year's Eve, and wondered what it would be like. Would it be a spiritual moment? How would it be to reflect on life when everyone else is partying together? Well, not everyone, but many people do. That night I turned off my smartphone. I sat in a chair and watched the sky through the kitchen window. Only a few seconds left and then millions of euros worth of fireworks would be shot into the sky. At 12 o'clock it started. And you know what? It was a miserable experience. My thoughts suddenly became very dark. I remember that I was thinking, what's to celebrate anyway? The world is going to shit. Why should one celebrate? I thought about all the stuff I exposed myself to last year. You know, radical feminism, ongoing wars, immigration problems, stuff like that. When I look outside, I see a family celebrating and lighting some fireworks, and I think about my friends celebrating with their loved ones. Watching people come outside of their houses celebrating on the streets while sitting behind glass was absolutely depressing. Although I'm quite a lone wolf and spend a lot of time alone, that night I was struggling. I went to bed shortly after and my thoughts became even darker. Especially after I turned on my smartphone again and saw pictures of happy people in WhatsApp groups I am part of. So I quickly turned it off again. What a life I have. Single, no job, a shitty family situation, and alone on New Year's Eve. Yeah, I was wallowing in self-pity, and since a long time I felt lonely. At least I didn't cry myself asleep. When I opened my eyes the next morning, I felt as shitty as when I went to sleep the night before. I grabbed my smartphone to see if I had any new messages. 2 former co-workers texted me. Women, for your information. My other sister, who is working in Austria right now, sent a message. My mother and stepfather as well. And 2 friends' WhatsApp groups were full of New Year's wishes. Through text, not WhatsApp, but old school text, I got a short message. Happy 2019, I'm thinking about you. It was from a number that was not saved in my phone. I recently bought a new one, so it happens on a regular basis that I get messages from acquaintances that I did not bother saving. So I save them when they contact me. But this number, it looked familiar. Very, very familiar. Could it be? Nah. My heart began beating faster. My mind was suddenly filled with flashes of memories of a 2-year period that ended after the summer of 2016. When we met at that festival, the one-night stand, how I fell in love months later, how we got official the day after Christmas. I think about her body, her skin, her hair. That day I took her spontaneously to Antwerp, where we drank Belgian beer at that cozy cafe at the town square. And while both drunk, we made ourselves Facebook official. Or our vacation in Indonesia, where we visited 4 islands in 3 weeks. I remember that New Year's Eve party, where we left together completely drunk and kissed and cuddled on the streets when the sun was rising. I'd never seen this woman again, except when I ran those 10 miles and she was cheering on the sideline, probably for a mother who was running as well. Maybe I had underrated this woman, although I was very attached to her. I thought by myself, what if it is indeed her who is contacting me? What if she would be at my doorstep tonight? Would I let her in? Oh hell yes, I would let her in. Quickly I saved the phone number and opened WhatsApp, hoping that I could see a profile picture that would reveal who this person is. But WhatsApp didn't show me anything. So I restarted my phone. It took a while. I imagined how I would invite her to my home. Finally, after more than 2 years of no contact, we would talk everything over. Yes, I would tell her exactly how I felt after we broke up, and why I did it, and why it was the best for us. Finally, we would give each other closure. Perhaps we would cry in each other's arms. I would tell her how much I missed her, and how painful it was to lose her after those 2 years. Especially because we have so much in common. And maybe, just maybe, we could still work things out. Maybe we could try again, you know. Maybe I would just throw this whole MGTOW stuff out of the window, delete my channel, and we would be together. Or I would explain to her my whole mission, and I could easily run this channel while being with her. Why not? MGTOW and relationships do not exclude each other, right? My phone was rebooted, so I opened WhatsApp. I scrolled down the list of contacts. It showed. I pushed on it, and the conversation screen opened. There it was, the profile picture. My heart was pounding. It showed a few people, but it was too small to see the faces. So I pushed on it and it magnified. It was my youngest sister. We lost contact a while ago since a little family drama, and I forgot to save her number when I switched phones. I sent her my best wishes, and shortly after I wondered what the fuck just happened to me. I experienced something I would call a Blue-Pill-Oneitis-Nostalgia bomb. It was a short and intense experience that completely freaked me out. Where did it come from? I mean, what were you thinking, Wolf? You were absolutely miserable in that relationship. You were depressed. Not to mention all the lies she told you. You are so much better off now. Well, I guess it was a mixture of loneliness, unfinished business, and male modern need. Or the male need of the female touch, perhaps. I don't know. I jumped out of bed. It was around 9 AM. There was a serene silence. Very unusual, because normally it's very noisy around that time. The idea that most people were still in bed with a hangover while I was fresh and full of energy was kind of cool. It was a victory. Suddenly I was very happy that I stayed indoors. I put on some warm clothes, made breakfast, and turned on my computer. I saw the comments below my latest video of many men wishing me a happy new year, which put a smile on my face. Then I watched a few minutes of a live stream done by Hammerhand, the MGTOW monk, and saw that he stayed at home as well. And since there were about 70 people in the super chat shortly after you started, I realized that I wasn't by far the only solitary man. That day, the 1st of January, turned out to be very pleasant and even productive. So what's the moral of this story? Well, beware of the Blue-Pill-Oneitis-Nostalgia bomb. Because when you are in your weakest moment, it may fall on your head. And if you don't watch out, you'll be simping again. I've been lucky because that message turned out to be my sister's. But exes, you know, they sometimes have the ability to get that nostalgia, those memories, those feels to the surface that you had buried deep inside. You know, the most beautiful memories, while completely ignoring the darker times and the reason why you are not together anymore. Emotions take over, you know. You do not think rationally anymore. There are reasons why you broke up, you know. But even a new woman, no matter how red-pilled you are, can make you throw your rational mind overboard. I start to believe that if you are not dating anymore for a long time, that it's the same as not drinking for a long time. If you get that beer again, the impact is tenfold, because you're not used to the buzz anymore. But to be honest, I don't know. For me, it's an ever-growing mystery how that thing between my ears works. And the longer I walk around on this planet, the more it amazes me. Thank you for listening. If you want to support me so I can continue making videos, you can join my Patreon or Subscribestar. If you become a wolf, you get access to my weekly Wolfcast video and more. I'd like to thank everyone who donated. Thank you for watching, keep it solitary, goodbye.